this family in terms of relationship. Because what I believe in this parent ego state, there is something called as right and wrong, good and bad. What I feel is right, it must be right for others, and others also must follow that. And then what will happen? There will be conflicts in relationship. Now, just like I have three ego states, parent, adult and child, other person whom I am talking has also got three ego states. That's why in transactional analysis it is said, marriage is not between two people. Marriage is between 6 people. My parent, adult and child, and my partner's parent, adult and child. Many times, this value system is there in critical parent. Right? Every family has got values. Right? So what happens? Many times there is no problem in the child, in the partner, in the couple or any, but there is a problem in parent because values are different. What I believe is right, I believe that others also must follow, and if other person also start believing into that, then there will be problem. मतलब parent में राड़ा होता है जो भी marriage में, because that's right and wrong and good and bad, they are different, and that is where reality is bypassed. What is right for me may not be right for other person. And what is right for other person may not be right for me. This is again ignored because it's a recorded response in the parent ego state. I'll give you one more example of self-harassment. Say for example, you have gone for a party or in a marriage and you have taken something in your plate to eat. You started eating. The moment you take first bite, you came to know this food taste is not suitable for my system. But your internal rule is very strong कि खाना खाते समय झूठा बिल्कुल नहीं डालना है. अब क्या है कि there are two options. You eat and create problem to yourself or omit or fall sick, or don't eat and feel guilty. Isn't it? The reality is bypassed that food is not okay for you. But then, this is converted into rigid rule. And that's how, it's become a compulsion. There is one important word in transactional analysis. It's a compulsion. There is no permission for me to come out from this curse, to come out from this, internal block which I have created, and not listening to parent means punishment. It's threat. I'll give you one more example. One mother, rule of perfection, rule of cleanliness, very strong. So whenever she used to come from the work, small child, her child wants to hug mother, but she used to say, no, I'm not clean, so don't come here to me. She used to go in the bathroom and then she used to clean herself, and after 20 minutes, 30 minutes, she used to take the child. By that time, the child's face, used to be like this. So for her, rule of cleanliness is more important than the human emotion. Who made all these rules? And for whom? If all these rules are human beings, if they can't understand the human emotion, then what's the use of these rules? That's why what Dr. Eric once said, rules are made for fools. I'm talking, internal rigid rules. I'm not talking the rules of the external world or law of the world. I'm talking internal rigid rules which do not have connection with the reality, creates problem.
Make slaves also.
Yeah, make slave, yeah. I become slave. That's why what, as you have very right word you have used. What Dr. Eric once said, many people, they think they are autonomous people. They are free people. But in fact, they are not autonomous. They live in the illusion of autonomy. Animals in the circus, they live on the trainer's program. Similarly, many people, they live their life on parental program, and that is not their own, and they believe that we are autonomous people. In fact, they are not autonomous. They live in the illusion of autonomy. So that's why it is important to check, there are three important things. Three things you need to check. The people who have played the role of upbringing, the important role, the influence on you in your life, parental figures. Check what are the three positive things which are there in them, each parent or each person, and what are the three negative things. Am I unknowingly continuing the same script? Once you think about that in both the parents, then what will happen? The thing which is beyond my awareness will start coming into your awareness. And then, we can reparent ourselves. Reparent, we will talk. Reparenting in the sense, we need to restructure, reparent our parenting state. What is there? Else what will happen? We will follow these rules from adapted child ego state. What is adapted child ego state? I am very loyal in adapted child. I follow what parents say. To a certain extent, adaptation is required, but many cases, over-adaptation is there. Isn't it? So then, I follow whatever parent says, Now, there is one more child in child ego state. That is called as free child. This is my real self, natural child. Free child is what? In free child, enthusiasm is there. That's my real self. Energy is there. Liveliness is there. Humor is there. Laughter is there. Fun is there. Dance is there. That's my real self. But what happens? Why a person gets psychological problem? Because if I have suppressed my free child and I push myself more into adaptation, then I will have more and more stress, more and more psychological problem, because I do not listen to my inner voice, but I suppress that inner voice. And then there are problems. So it is important, because here the creativity is there. In free child, I will give you the example how creativity can be suppressed. I was conducting program for Naya Hospital when they got ICU for doctors and nurses. And I was playing one game with them. I have shown them 110 rupees the note, and I told them what are the uses possible. Forget that this is a note, it's a plain sheet of paper. And they started telling, we can make a plane, we can write something. One doctor said, we can make a cigarette. And but the moment he said, he did like this. So what happened? The idea came from free child. But again the parent become active, the scolded, and many people were, everybody was having some idea. But their internal parent was stopping them from, expressing what they are feeling. So that is how, this can block the ideas, this can block the creativity, and then, because, to think differently, we need to use this mind, this pre-child ego state, because as long as we continue to hold the same belief about what the situation and the other people or about ourselves, things will not change. To change the belief, we need to think differently. And if we need to think differently, then we need to activate that mind where the creativity is there, alternative thinking is there, isn't it? But if it is suppressed, then I will go like this, isn't it? In a very structured way, and then there will be problem. Now, in this parent ego state, there is something called as this critical parent, driver. What is driver? Driver, can drive, the driver drives my life. There are 5 drivers in transactional analysis. Each one of, there are 5, each one of one driver, that's present in everybody. One is predominant driver, 1 or 2. You need to see that. Driver, can take us where we don't want to go in life. We will talk about that. What are those drivers That is, one is please others. Be perfect. Apparently, all these five drivers, they are, you will see that they are positive messages. You will feel like that, but they are not. They have got lot of destructive power in them. Then, be strong. Then hurry up. So we will talk, be strong, be perfect, hurry up, and try hard. We will talk, one or two drivers in order to give you an understanding what driver is. Please others is what? दूसरों को खुश करो, खुद की वाट लगाओ. That means then I will be oversensitive to others, what others are thinking about me, and I will be insensitive to my own self. Right? Then for me, the love and approval of others will be a dire need, will be must, and if I don't get, I will feel worthless. So in order to get that, I will follow this driver, isn't it, compulsively. Then what will happen? I will not be able to say no to others, because then I will think if I say no, and what other people are getting affected, I will feel for others' emotion I am responsible. I will feel guilty, because I am oversensitive to others. And you will see, in India, majority people have this please others driver, because then they will give too much importance to what others are thinking about themselves. They will not give the priority to what they are thinking. Then what will happen? It will become, conditional okayness. What is conditional okayness? I will not feel okay if I don't follow the driver. In order to feel okay with myself, I will follow the driver. It's like an addiction. And the moment I will try to come out, I will try to think for myself. Internal parent will give punishment. Again, you will be pushed into adapted child. Isn't it? The moment you will think, अपने आप की वाट लगाना जरा कम करो, let give the power to that inner voice. But that time what will happen? This power parent will again push you into adapted child. Let me give you an example. शादी के समय जो खर्चा करते हैं, दिखा होता है कई बार. One of my relative he said, मैं मेरे लड़की के शादी में इतना खर्चा करूंगा कि लोग देखते रह जाएंगे. और इतना खर्चा किया, अभी 500-200 रुपए चाहिए तो भी दूसरे से मांगते हैं. Right? So I have seen another relative इतना खर्चा किया, बाद में 1.5 महीने के बाद bypass करना पड़ा. And let me give you one more example. I have seen couples, they are fighting, and some couples, and it is better that if they live separately or take divorce, but they don't take. For outside world, they show we are king and queen, but daily एक दूसरे को नोचते हैं. So they please others and they displease themselves. That's how the things are. So these people are oversensitive to others. They can't say no to others. If they say no, they feel guilty. One of my relatives, he said, Nilesh, हम अमेरिका जा रहे हैं 3 महीने के लिए, हमारे पास एक कुत्ता है, क्या तुम संभालते हो क्या? Then I said, नहीं भाई. Then they went to another relative. उनको भी पूछा. They wanted to say no from within, but इनको क्या लगेगा? They said yes. फिर 3 महीने उस कुत्ते ने ऐसा परेशान करके रखा उनको. And then what started happening? And फिर अभी वो उनको गाली देते हैं जिनका कुत्ता है, पर प्लीज अदर्स वाले सामने नहीं देते हैं ना, बिकॉज दूसरे को क्या लगेगा, उनको बहुत ज्यादा उसका